Right, sorry about to change the battery, we'll carry on from there. And we're going to turn left.
Going to turn left, you're turning. So, as you're turning left, you're looking out forward. What are you trying to anticipate here?
Oh, pedestrian?
Yes, pedestrians. While you're waiting, you scan to the left where you're going. What's happening at the bus shelter?
Oh, people standing waiting for the bus.
Right.
Cleaning the bus shelter.
Yeah, he's on a ladder or something, isn't he? I think he might fall. He's still a pedestrian. Oh, he looks safe now. So as you approach, let's see, what sort of crossing is this?
Oh, it's one of them puffins, isn't it?
Okay, let's get confirmation. Do you think it'll amber flash?
No.
No. Oh, you're right. What sort of sequence has the other lights got?
Oh, they look like normal traffic light signals, don't they?
Yes, they are. That's right.
And we're going to turn left.
Going to turn left, you're turning. So you're already, blue flashing light, you're already looking down the left to see, identify crossings.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, would you be legally able to pass this blue Vauxhall, VW?
No.
No, that's right. Why is that?
Sorry?
Sorry. To get better. Yeah. So why couldn't you pass them? Why wouldn't you be able to by law?
Oh, because I mustn't overtake the vehicle waiting at the crossing.
That's right. Points on the licence if you do.
I'll get past here quickly. Now we're going to turn left.
Turn left, you're turning. When you're approaching pedestrian crossings, it's really important that you don't speed up. So
And we're going to turn left.
Turn left, you're turning. If you speed up to a pedestrian crossing, what might you do to pedestrians on the crossing or at the waiting to cross?
Well, I was just trying to make sure I didn't have to stop there.
Well, no. I mean, more important than that is what might pedestrians do if they're on their side, they're waiting to cross, and you speed up towards them.
Well, they press the button, haven't they? And
yeah, but they might be scared. They might be intimidated if you suddenly surge towards them. It's really important that you don't, because they're a hazard. You need to be.
And we're going to turn right.
We're going to turn right. You're turning. But the crossing's a hazard, so you need to do the usual cover your brake when you're approaching them.
Yeah, I'm always worried about the cars behind me then.
As you approach, if you then need to stop, the cars behind you might well have sped up with you, and then suddenly you've got to stop, and then they hit you in the back.
Yeah, I'm always worried about the cars behind me whenever I approach a pedestrian crossing.
Well, when you approach a pedestrian crossing, any hazard, you got to approach quite so you've got to cover your brake, make sure that you are prepared to stop in the distance you can see in front of the crossing.
Yeah, I'm still worried about them cars behind me though. I never know if there's anybody there or not.
Well, if you're approaching a crossing, it's important that you do check your mirrors.
Oh, I check the mirrors, do I? All right.
Check your mirrors, make sure that.
Oh, right, that's cool.
That you are.
That's quite important, then, is it?
It is very important to know that you check your mirrors.
Look, I asked, haven't I?
Pardon?
Look, I asked.
Yes, it is.
I'll check my mirror. So this thing about not overtaking.
Yeah.
Where I live, we've got a Sainsbury's supermarket. And there's 2 lanes on approach to the crossing.
Yeah.
And I normally, if I'm in the right-hand lane, now we're going to turn left here.
Yeah.
I see people queuing up in the left-hand lane to go into Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
I normally go past them. I've never been prosecuted.
If it's a dual,
Am I going to turn left?
turn left, you turn. If it's a dual carriageway, if it's a 2-lane carriageway, and they're going left, and you're going straight on across the crossing, then that's permissible. You've got 2 lanes, but you can't overtake in a single lane. And anyway, you need to do it cautiously.
What do you mean by cautiously?
You need to make sure that you approach at a speed.
Can I overtake all of them?
Well, if you're in a lane, your own designated lane, then there's no one in front of you, then you can, yes. Turn left, you're turning.
So even if the one in the left-hand lane is stopped at the crossing, the pedestrians cross, it's okay for me to go past him?
Well, no, you need to stop if the pedestrians are going to stop. You need to stop.
Oh, so I can overtake the ones that are queuing up to go into the Sainsbury's, but I can't overtake the one that's stopped waiting to let pedestrians cross, yeah? And turning left.
That's right. If there's someone crossing, that's what you've got.
Oh, I get you now, yeah.
Yeah, the main thing is whether someone is crossing the pedestrian crossing or not. If they're crossing, of course, no one's going to be able to go. No one can overtake. No one can go.
Now I've got to stop at the to give my line. Stop line.
That's right. And where does that cut into the car? The line?
Just by the dormer.
Okay. That's the place where the line is drawn. And what happens if you go over that line?
Oh, I'll be encroaching on the crossing, won't I?
Yes, and you can drive over it as long as the crossing is clear. But if it isn't clear and you have to stop, and you go beyond the line.
How am I going to turn left?
Turn left. You're turning. What might be the consequences of going over that line if there are pedestrians on the crossing?
They might trip over the front of the car, I suppose.
That's right. And might they see your car? Might everyone see your car that's there?
Well, they'd see it, but I suppose they might just walk over the bonnet just to get their own revenge.
And if they're carrying a white stick, what would that indicate?
They'd probably hit me with a white stick, wouldn't they?
But how are they disabled if they've got a white stick?
Sorry?
How are they disabled if they have a white stick?
Oh, I've never read that.
Right, well, if they have a white stick, it usually indicates that they're blind or partially sighted. They may not be able to see your car.
I could toot the horn at them, couldn't I?
They could just touch your car and fall over, hurt themselves, break a leg.
I just toot the horn at them, wouldn't I?
Toot the horn, you're not. It's important that you don't beckon or toot horns or intimidate pedestrians. So here, for example, there's no one here, but if they were crossing, you're not allowed to beckon them.
How am I going to turn left? Oh, we're not allowed to beckon people across?
No.
Oh, I've done that earlier on, I thought it was okay.
Not allowed to beckon people across. What's the problem?
Now, turning right.
Turning right, you're turning. Why shouldn't you beckon people across?
Well, I just beckon them across to get them out of the way, because I know what they're doing then. Done and dusted, as I say.
It's important that you don't beckon them, because they may respond to your finger, but in fact the driver behind you may think that you may not realise that they're walking across the crossing and drive right by you and hit them. You're going to turn left, you're turning.
Oh, so when I beckoned that pedestrian across earlier on, then I was wrong.
Absolutely wrong. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah, that's really important that you do not beckon someone across, because that's highly dangerous for pedestrians.
Right, I remember that.
And also tooting them. And pedestrians may not know what a tooting is or what toots are. So, if you're on a crossing, you're standing as a pedestrian, and someone toots you, how would you feel about that? How might you respond?
I'll probably get a bit annoyed.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
We're going to turn right.
That's right. So they're going to turn right. You're turning. Annoyed, but also, people, they might be alarmed and fall over from the shock of being tooted. And
well, I suppose those people with the white stick, they might be deaf as well as blind, wouldn't they?
Well, they need a red bit on the stick, but yes, that's right.
Oh, so they wouldn't hear the horn anyway, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's right.
Right, we're going to park in that right. officer impatient behind me.
Yeah, isn't that odd? Isn't that odd? How to roll.
Okay, you can breathe.
I'm really...
So, am I going to be ready for this assessment next week?
No, I haven't sorted out enough.
Okay.
I haven't sorted out the problems. Well, I think I've dealt with some of them, but not all of them. No, I mean beckoning. I didn't see that. I'm not sure what I was looking
Yeah,
at.
but it has been mentioned now, hasn't it?
Well, it has been mentioned, but, well, if that was a cue.
Who was it mentioned by?
Well, you mentioned it,
No, I didn't.
didn't you? I thought you...
I would be talking about it now.
Well, I mentioned beckon. I thought you...
Yeah,
oh, hoot. Hoot.
Yeah, you just came in a few minutes ago and said I mustn't beckon, hoot or anything else to pedestrians, yeah?
Yes.
And then I came back at you and says, oh, so I shouldn't have beckoned that pedestrian earlier on then, yeah? Which you didn't see. And the reason why you didn't see it was I'd done the finger behind the pillar, yeah?
Bugger.
I know I'm a bugger, yeah, but you're taking too long to get in and mention things that you should be talking about, yeah? And therefore you give me a chance to do them. And if you hadn't mentioned it back there, you'd be in a bit of trouble at the end, yeah? Because you should be watching me a bit more. We've done the subject enough times now to know that I can never understand why you lot, when we come to do zigzag lines, you'll talk about stopping, you'll talk about waiting, and I have to wait another 10 minutes for you to mention about the overtaking. I'm sitting there going,
It's odd.
it could be done and dusted, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah? You know, there's really only two things I mustn't do within the zigzags, and it is a bit nitpicking to say stopping and waiting, because to me they're the same really, yeah?
Yes. It's parking and waiting. You can stop, but you can't park.
Yeah, hang on. Look, stop nitpicking about this parking and waiting, yeah? What you need to do is zoom on the other one, the big one, the overtaking one, yeah?
Yes.
The two things I mustn't do is leave my car within the zigzags or stop it in the zigzags, whichever way you want to put it, yeah? I am committing an offence, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is punishable by 3 points and a £60 fine, yeah?
Yes.
And the other thing I mustn't do is overtake the leading vehicle on approach to the crossing, yeah? And I can never understand why every one of you that I take out always comes in about the waiting and the stopping, and then I have to keep banging my head against the windscreen to get out about the overtaking. And if you're talking about zigzag lines, get it done and dusted. You brought the zigzag lines up quite nicely, and but you only gave me half the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally it was. You have actually covered most things there, yeah. But you go around the houses to cover them, don't you? Yeah.
I need some prompts.
You do go around the houses. Where I'm coming into an area where there's pedestrians all around me, you must know by now I'm going to look. I've got your SE has got 25 minutes, roughly, to check your knowledge on these pedestrian crossings. Yeah. You can either wait there and be retrospective and let them make the mistakes, then have to work on them afterwards.
Yeah.
Or you can get in there and try and stop them happening before they happen, yeah?
Yeah.
And that's being called proactive, isn't it? And why you don't get in there, I don't know, yeah? Because you didn't notice me give that pedestrian the nudge across with the finger, yeah? But lucky enough, you did actually mention the word beckoning, yeah?
Because you said, dude.
Yeah. But,
you did.
But why leave it that long? If we hadn't had to change batteries, we probably would have been finished by now, wouldn't we?
Yes.
Yeah? At the beginning with the signals, it was good the way you nailed me about the signal to pull away, yeah?
Yeah.
You gave me a little bit of duff information though.
On the pull away?
Yeah. Yeah, I said to you, do I ever need the signal to pull away? And you said no.
No,
yeah?
That's wrong.
That's a blanket instruction.
Yeah.
I would have the signal to pull away if I had somebody coming towards me that's going to benefit from that signal, wouldn't I?
That's right.
And I didn't get a chance to play around with it afterwards because of the fact that we got so engrossed in the pedestrian crossings, yeah? But I would have done. I would have asked you to get me to pull over on the left and then pull away again.
Yeah.
And I would have asked you to do it where I did see somebody coming towards me like a pedestrian.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't have indicated. And I'd have seen what you would have said afterwards, yeah? Yeah? Yeah, obviously if I got a car coming up behind me, I don't indicate. I wait, don't I?
That's what I said, no. Forgetting that there could be someone coming from that side. And of course you would have to indicate.
Yeah, so obviously then I was indicating too late. Yeah?
Yeah.
And you approached that quite well. You said, where should I be indicating?
Yeah.
I said to you 5 or 6 car lengths. Because you know by now, I'm probably going to know the answer, but it's probably going to be lack of judgment, isn't it?
That's right.
So it's me judging. It's my interpretation of 5 or 6 car lengths is completely wrong, yeah?
Yeah. So you've got the knowledge, but not the actual...
Yeah. So
skill.
you know that quite well. You eventually nailed the signal in and around parked cars, but you, as I said to you before, be a bit more direct with your directions. Don't signal around the parked cars for the simple reason. Stop waffling. Get in there and tell me, yeah? Don't signal around the parked cars, Tony. If there was a road on the right there, the vehicles coming out of that road or the vehicles behind you may think you're going to turn into that road. Yeah? Don't indicate to come back in, Tony, because the vehicles behind may think that you're going to park.
Yeah.
Yeah? Nice, direct, positive, yeah? And then I'll back off, yeah? Because you give me good reasons. Because these signals in and around parked cars are not really that important. They're what we class as amber faults, but obviously they're easy to nail, yeah? And they're easy to spot, yeah?
Yeah.
The timing of signal is not an amber fault, it's a red fault, yeah?
Yeah.
We were coming up to that, we were coming around the bend to the roundabout, and I said at the roundabout ahead we're going to turn right. And there was a road beforehand, just right in the middle of the bend. And you actually asked me where I was going to signal. And I said, I'm going to signal now. And you let me signal. Yeah? You should have said, what should you have said to me there?
Nope.
Don't signal
don't
there.
Signal.
And then ask me afterwards why I shouldn't have signalled there. I might have known the answer, I might not have known the answer, yeah? If I didn't know the answer, then it's up to you to fill in the blanks for me, yeah?
Yeah.
I.e., it's dangerous signal there, because I could encourage that vehicle to pull out in front of me, and I'm not in a position to stop at that stage, because I've got no intention of stopping, have I? And then we came up to the pedestrian with the standing on the safe haven.
Yes,
yeah?
yes, the chap.
I lifted right off the gas.
Yeah.
Yeah? There was no urgency in your voice there, was there?
You lifted off the gas, so you were slowing.
So obviously you must have known what I was doing there.
Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah?
you slowed, that's right. You
Yeah.
slowed, which encouraged him to cross. Badly.
Yeah, what you should have said to me there was, no, come on, keep going.
Okay. Yes.
And then ask me afterwards why is it important not to let the pedestrian, not to stop for the pedestrian there, yeah?
Or even not to slow for him.
And then I'd have probably given you
Signal.
I might have given you the right answer, I might have given you the wrong answer, but then it's up to you to fill in the blanks afterwards, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier if you can stop the mistakes from happening, yeah?
Yeah.
Than actually wait for them to happen, yeah? Obviously you didn't notice the beckoning of the pedestrian, but that's something you should know by now, that they're going to do it, because it's a red fault, yeah? It's dangerous, yeah? You could actually do your best to prevent it happening by bringing it up very early, especially in an area where we've got lots of pedestrians.
Yeah.
And phrase it as a question because I haven't done it yet, have I?
You hadn't beckoned by that point.
Would you beckon pedestrians to cross? I might come back and say to you, "Oh yeah, George, get them out of the way." So therefore, I've given you the wrong answer. So you then go into the analysation, remedial action, and tell me why it's not a good idea. Yeah.
So I mean, ideally, I'd want to try in the first 2 or 3 at the most pedestrian crossings to clear all of the red faults in the approach to and the where to stop. At the line, we're not to stop.
Well, obviously you're not going to tell me. You're going to ask me, ain't you?
Yes.
Yeah. You see, we could actually drive around at certain times of the day for 25 minutes or 30 minutes, and I might not have to stop any of the crossings. I might even not even meet a pedestrian, yeah?
Yeah.
But we have to talk about him, yeah? Otherwise we're driving around and at the end of the lesson, what did you learn today? Well, I learned bugger all, didn't I? Yeah?
Right.
But if you try and get inside my head, then you can find out what my knowledge is, yeah?
Yeah, I was trying sort of 10 minutes into the test. I was trying to sort of ask you some questions about what do you do this.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
There.
Some of it was very,
But
very
not
good.
enough.
Some of it was very, very good. Yeah, and I say you pulled your backside out of the fire with that, with the beckoning one, because you would be facing a rollick in now.
We're looking down the barrel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where you're looking. I noticed when I was coming out one of the junctions there, and we had a crossing straight in front of us. And you're doing the observations for the emerge again, yeah? That's the place where I'm at a junction, George, a T junction. There's pedestrians all around me, and you're looking at the emerge, yeah? That's not the subject I'm asking you to look at today, is it? Yeah. My assessment is my use of pedestrian crossings and my use of signals, and that's what you need to be looking at, yeah? So watch me. I'm not going to pull out in front of somebody, I promise you. Yeah? But I will. If given the chance, if I feel you're not watching me, I'll punish you by, I can, at that junction where you weren't looking, I could have stuck flags out and waved them across to the flags and you wouldn't have noticed, yeah? So come on, concentrate on me, yeah?
A couple of times when we were nearing a junction to turn, I think I was looking into the junction to see what you should be looking at, if there was maybe that bus shelter guy, to see what the opportunity was for introducing that.
You have to prioritise, haven't you? And as a subject we're talking about is pedestrians and pedestrian crossings.
Yes.
Where I was stopped at that emerge there, there was pedestrians approaching the car from the left and to the right, yeah?
Yes.
There's a fair chance one of them is going to start dodging around.